Spending today mainly focused on recovery, but still able to build some skills and some strength. That's what I'm doing right here on the pull-up bar, doing some pull-ups to build some strength and to balance out my physique and strength, because I don't really focus on pulling, don't really care too much about pulling, but I do need it to balance out a lot of the pushing I like to do with handstands and handstand push-ups and power movements. Don't require a lot of pulling, but you do perform better just from being more balanced. That the pulling musculature gives you the base to push off of. Now, a couple times today, I practice some dancing. I did make a mistake here. Not really a mistake, but I was just a little bit lazy. I'm not going to dance barefoot, so I should be wearing the shoes I would be dancing in, but that was too much of a hassle. So if you're going to practice something, make sure you're in the footwear that you're going to be using, and be comfortable in the clothing and wear that you are throughout your daily life. So if you wear a lot of suits and ties, maybe you should, practice moving in those suits and ties. Or if you wear a dress, skirts and whatever, practice moving there, just to be prepared for whatever you might be doing and for the actual thing that you're training for that might arise unsuspectingly. Just like this flock of birds I didn't think would even survive in the winter. Don't really know what they're doing here on the grass, but they do look pretty cute. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. After the birds had their play, I had my play with the air chair. I'm regressing it a bit, mainly keeping the feet on the ground just to get really comfortable in the position. Don't be afraid to regress any kind of movement to a point where you can do it with a lot of control. Because when you have control, that's where you really build and really learn how to do any kind of movement. So if you learned anything and you have some control, please hit the like button, please comment, please subscribe, because none of this would be possible without viewers like you. So thank you so much for watching. Now, I'm a lot better on the left side than I am on the right, but I am putting just as much effort on the right side, and I'm doing here a bit of a handstand balance. I didn't really want to push the handstand too hard. I just kind of did a max hold that I could. I didn't really want to do a really intense balance or flagging or working the extremes of my balance. I just wanted to hold it for a good amount of time, and I think I did. Remember to arch your hands and to try to be as aligned as possible. So after that, I continued with kind of the chair position. I'm mainly working with keeping my head in control. I still can lift my feet off the ground, but the control is not really quite there. I can pop up and I can hold it for a freeze frame, but that's about it. Otherwise, after that, I think I get into the nighttime stretching and mobility routine. So I didn't want to push it too hard, so I started off with a little bit of a dance warm-up. Again, working on this kind of spin. This would go with some EDM music, with shuffling. I'm not really too good at the spinning, and that's something I want to work on, so I'm just kind of getting this with control. So I'm trying to keep each movement in control and not getting out of control where my other foot has to hit the ground. It's quite challenging, so it's quite hard to get in control, and sometimes you'd rather use momentum to keep the rotation going, but I'm really trying to keep in control the entire time. That's very important for learning any kind of skill, any kind of movement. I did a lot of it today because I felt like I was making a good amount of progress and starting to understand the move, but I will have to practice it again every time I wear some shoes just to get the right idea down. The spin is kind of one of the three main parts of shuffling. There's the running man, the T-step, and the spins. I think I get into the T-step here. This is the one I'm a little bit better at. But I'm still trying to master. I'm still a novice at shuffling and this kind of dancing in particular. I'm much better at other types of dancing like breaking. But here is the main nighttime stretching that I did a little dance warm-up for. Doing the splits here to work the prime movers of the body. The main things that move your body are your hips and your shoulders. So I take a little bit of time to stretch those things out. with the splits on each side. I didn't do the middle splits today, mainly because I was focusing on recovery. I'll do it again probably tomorrow. And here I get into the bridge. Now, I don't need to use this pillow, but I do need to use it because it's like really arid and dry. So without it, I would just slip far too much. I need something to grab onto. And I'm trying to stay mobile. I think it's a mistake to keep the bridge isometric. You should work the bridge in dynamic motion, adding a lot of variety of movement to it. Then afterwards, I work on some squat mobility, trying to work from sitting on the ground to standing up. The pillow used to be very challenging, but now it's getting kind of easy. So I'm making some progress there. I eventually move on. I progress it by lowering where I'm sitting from. But this was a good warm-up. The pillow is a pretty good start for me now. It used to be good for working, but now it's a little bit too easy. So I get a couple books that are a little bit shallower than the pillow. But this was too hard. I wasn't really able to get too good of a work in. I had to use another book. But I did try it out here just to see what kind of elevation I need to work at. So I am able to do it sometimes, but it's still a bit too challenging. I'm not in enough control that I can do it the majority of the time. So when some tasks are either do or fail, it's better to be able to do it, say like 80% of the time. And then things that, you hold for like an isometric position, I mean, you at least want like 5 seconds per hold time, depending specific on the movement. Maybe it's more, maybe it's, but never really less than 5 seconds, especially if it's a strength-based move. And then eventually I try to take away the book again. The books I'm using here are Robert Greene's Daily Laws is the main book that I would recommend. Robert Greene's one of my favorite authors. So give him a check out. His YouTube channel, you could subscribe to him. But this squat mobility one, it just seems like a cool idea to be able to sit on the ground and then get up. So that's why I've been working with these books here, trying to get up. It's still a little bit challenging without it. I'm not really able to do it. But showing off again, Robert Greene Daily Laws, pretty good book. And I finish off today's video with a little bit of juggling because I didn't want to tax the nervous system or the fatigue too much. So I work off with some 5 balls. Just most juggling involves throwing it over the shoulder, except for this pattern right here, which is pretty fun. It's called Mills Mess. It's one of the more fun ones for 3 balls. But after this juggling here, that was all the training I got for today. So thank you guys for watching. I'll have some new videos coming out after the weekend here. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching.